Good day and welcome to Mental Health and You. I'm your host, Cynthia Timms. Today's guest is the founder of a group who's trying through the art of photography, to rewrite the narrative of the Bronx. How they're doing it? Thank you for asking. It is through photography. How they're doing it by one photographer at a time, in any way they can. Because it's important that we do that. It's important that we tell our story. In the wake of so much, we Bronxites have to be able to tell our story. With that, I introduce to you Carmen De La Cruz, the founder of Bronx Photo Walks. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you for being part of Mental Health and You.
Thank you for having me, Cynthia.
As I attempted to do in the introduction, you are express why this is important. Because we have to tell our story our way.
Absolutely.
And as we was talking about, photography has a history of storytelling.
Yes.
Photography is about storytelling.
Absolutely.
And you, as the founder of Bronx Photo Work, first off, why Bronx Photo Works?
The Bronx doesn't have one. Every other borough has it. Why don't we? And I try to reach out to several people and see and make it happen, and wasn't around. No one wanted to collaborate, and so I went to Uptown, and the fellas at Uptown Photo Walk inspired me to do this, and they said, just do it, and people will follow you. And so why do it? Because the Bronxites need to be able to capture their borough through their eyes and their lens and show the world it's beautiful.
There you go. How long has Bronx Photo Work been in existence?
We made a year in January and embarking on our second year now.
Okay. And let's talk about some of the things you've done, some of the places in the Bronx.
Oof.
Maybe not as well known as other places, but all very beautiful, all very telling, the reason I want to do the show, besides being a fan of photography and of storytelling, because I want to also to show the humanity of its people and its places.
Yes.
We're so much more
Yes.
than maybe the broader world sees of us. We're beautiful, we're talented,
And we're here for each other.
yes. Talk about some of the photographers first, before we get started. We got so many wonderful images. But let's talk about some of the images, some of the photographers. I mean, where do they come from?
Every borough. Every borough, even Connecticut, New Jersey, they've come. And I was blown. I was like, wow, they really want to know what the borough is about. Because, everything, like I said, is out the other boroughs. So I was surprised to see so many people outside of the Bronx that want to know about the Bronx and want to explore it.
Where did this curiosity come from? Did they have a particular stereotype coming in, a particular image? Were they curious as photographers? Are they native Bronxites or have any ties?
We do have a lot of native Bronxites that do participate from all over the Bronx on our photo walks. But we also have a lot of people from Brooklyn coming in because they love the borough and they want to be able to share it with other photographers and let the photographers show them about the borough, not so much what the TV says,
Okay.
the news.
Let's talk about a little bit about you, Carmen.
Tell me.
Your history as a photographer. What inspired? I know you talked about, yes, you wanted to show, but are you a photographer by trade? What sparked your interest in photography?
I am. Now I'm by trade a photographer, but really I've always been interested in photography as a kid, but didn't really tap into it till 2010, 2011. I picked up a camera again.
Okay.
And I finally got my first real camera 2013. And that's when I really dug into it, self-taught.
Okay. I understand. I mean, I'm mostly self-taught. Yes, I took courses here and there.
Yeah.
But it was that curiosity of storytelling that wanted to say, made me want to say, like, what more can I do with this?
Right.
And it's a wonderful tool because,
It
as I
is.
said, it tells a story. There's so many stories to tell. And we're going to get ready to tell some of these stories with Bronx Photo. That's what we're here for.
Awesome.
Besides,
I'm ready.
You know, so if you're ready, let's bring up some photos and let's talk about it.
Oh,
What's this about? Look like all these young people, and what's all this about? All these photographers, all these creative souls.
Yeah.
Talk about this image.
so this is probably one of my favorite walks, actually, because not many people know the location. But first, the photographers, they came from Queens, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. And it's called Muskrat Cove, which is over by 233rd. Many people miss it.
Yes.
It's like a hidden gem.
Wow.
And you walk through the woods, and you actually connect and keep going to Westchester County, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. That day we had models, which is the lady in the middle. And so what we did a nature walk that day, a nature walk with models. So I give each walk a different theme so that different photographers can come and enjoy it. So this was nature with portraits.
Okay.
That's
what
what it
type
was.
of cameras are people using?
Oh,
I mean,
as you can see,
is there a particular preference?
no.
Can somebody come out there with their cell phone?
Yes, it's open to all platforms,
Okay.
all formats, experience, inexperience. You want to just walk with us, you want to learn, you want to just see, you can partake. This is open to anyone and everyone, even Polaroids. So we have the young guys in the front are actually students,
Okay.
and they came to partake. And yeah, you got some professionals in here as well as beginners.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice mixed group. And the gentleman with the fancy antique, I think it's a Mamiya. That's Paul, and I believe he works here, somewhere here.
Let's go to our next photo. Guys, this is going to blow you away,
Oh
really.
my God!
Talk about, this looks familiar. Where's this and what's going on this day, Carmen?
Ah, famous Orchard Beach. Beautiful. So that's a photographer right there with the backpack.
Okay.
And as we was walking we were doing a trail walk, actually. So he bumped into this family, which are his friends.
Okay.
And so I just needed to capture that moment, because look at that family. Don't they look happy being on the beach?
They look ecstatic. And I wanted to ask you, that leads to a question. What has been the reaction of people on this, coming and going, when
On
they
the
see a
photo
bunch
walk?
of people with, what do they think? What's the questions? Or
Yeah.
what's the curiosity
Yeah.
about, if there is?
There is. They look at us and say, "What are you guys doing?" No, we're just going on a photo walk, capturing. Do you mind if we take your picture? And like, of course. And they become a subject.
Right.
And so they are very interested in, and that's how now they follow the page, and now they're interested, and they probably come to the walk.
And what is the page?
At _Bronx_Photo Walk,
Okay.
Instagram.
We're going to talk more about that page in your site.
Okay.
It's there on the camera. But, I want to talk more about the reasons, and what are the vision of the club
Oh,
and the mission.
so our
how
mission.
how do you vision the club?
The vision for the club is a place where photographers, videographers, models come together
Okay.
and be able to network and not just enjoy that walk, but outside of that walk, find each other and meet up and do little things on their own. So that way they can start building their network and start doing, their own little projects. So it's like an inspiration for them.
Right.
And it's happened, and I love it.
Okay. Is there anybody coming to you as like aspiring photographer, first timers? I mean, has anybody ever said, this is my first time, bear with me? I want to photograph. I love photography, but I'm just not sure.
Absolutely. I get a
Yes.
lot of those. I tell them, just join us. Join us, and our photographers are more than elated to help anyone with a question as far as photography, their camera, what should they get, any questions you have. Everyone is there to help everyone. It's a beautiful experience, because it's not just walking around taking pictures. You're actually connecting with people.
You connecting also, yes, not only with each other, but to the whole landscape that is the Bronx, the beautiful Bronx.
Yes.
And we talked about this earlier. I think we brought it. I'm going to bring it up again because of the nature of the show, the mental health aspects of it. Yes, you're exercising, you're walking around, but I can't help but think there's also a mental component, an emotional component to this, because photography, as I said, I'll always say, tells a story of a people and its residents, of an area. And considering that the Bronx, again, has been in the news for so many various reasons, pro and con and this and that and the other, this is an opportunity for us to tell our narrative. And I think that's important, because photography over the years, as we've spoken, has been used by many people in history to tell stories.
Right.
I think in our phone conversation, I talked to you, I talked about how Sojourner Truth used photography. Sojourner Truth, the former slave, when she freed herself, she used photography to advertise her walking, sojourn, how she used it as a walking tool, as this is how I'm walking, this is how I'm talking, this is how I'm uplifting my people. Frederick Douglass was the most photographed man, the
Right.
abolitionist.
Right.
He wanted to use photography as a way of uplifting the people, because in his time it was also being used to denigrate us.
Right.
So he turned the script, the way the great civil rights leader W.E. Du Bois back in the day.
Ah, yes.
He recognized photography as a way of uplifting our people. And it seems to me that you're using it in the same way, a way of uplifting our people and uplifting our in our area.
Yes.
So you want to talk, I mean, I've said a lot, but I know you have something to say about the mental and the emotional. How does it feel when you see these images of people walking around, and you're photographing them, not because, oh my God, this is for good, for bad, but this is for
Right.
upliftment.
Yes.
Is there something in the air? Is something in their voice? It's even in your in the photographers that say, I'm part of history.
Right. Right. A lot of the photographers, even including myself, especially me, I mean, I came back from Florida in 2017, and I was not in a good place. I was not in a good place, mentally, emotionally, and I feared walking the streets. And this came about. So I have my people with me, and here I am helping them, they not knowing they helped me in return, right? Because now we become family. And so a lot of these photographers that come say, wow, I'm so glad I found your page and I participated, because, it helps with my mental health. And I said, well, that's fantastic, because that's what it's about. It's about getting you out of the house and seeing that you have a different options. One, you're in nature.
Yes.
Nothing is better than walking through nature. That in itself, like, you don't even have to take a picture. You don't have, like, you could just absorb what's going on that moment. And the most gratifying part is when they see their work and they post it. And then when I reshare it, giving them all the accolades on their work, and they're seeing all the feedback from people, it's just inspiring for them to just keep doing it, you know,
I can
and pay
only
it forward,
imagine.
and pay it forward.
You know, it's like when I'm feeling a certain way, I'm feeling down or whatever. It's something about nature for me, or being near the water.
Yes.
I've often said in photography that the creator, whoever he or she is, has already created the most ultimate image out there. We as photographers, we as artists, we're only trying to do a decent duplication. But it's something about that duplication that you can share, that you can work on, that you can be a part of.
Yes.
Because it makes you feel good, you know? Yes, you're being, I almost feel like we're part of history.
Right.
We're documentarians, like the writer is or the painter is. Photography, as long as it's been around, we're also documentarians.
We're storytellers.
We're storytellers. We're historians.
That's right.
Be that as it may, let's take some more, talk about some more stories and show some more images. What's the next one we have? Let's show. Wow,
Oh my God.
this is beautiful black and white.
So this gentleman, he was just putting on one of the buttons I gave him, and I saw him this is through Little Italy. We walked from Fordham to Little Italy, and
Little Italy in the Bronx?
in the Bronx.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to
Fordham.
say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he was in a wheelchair, one of those mobile ones, like a car, so to speak. And he asked me for money, and I don't walk around with cash. And I said, but I'm more than delighted to get you something to eat instead. So I left my group. I said, y'all continue the walk. Keep going. I went with him to the diner, had a moment alone with him. Gave him what he wanted, gave him the button, and I snapped his picture. I actually want to go back and give him the magazine because he's in the magazine.
Looked like you made his day.
He was beautiful.
Wow. And speaking of that magazine, y'all want to lift up the Bronx Photo Walk magazine. If we can get a close-up of this, if it's possible, I want to lift this up. The Bronx Photo Walk magazine. What's this about, Carmen?
It was the first issue, and I have asked the
Some of the
photographers to, send images that were not already posted on any social media platform, so that we can sell it, and whatever the profit is, give back to the photographers. But that was the first episode, first issue.
Where can people find this?
I actually took it off because I wanted it to be limited. And so these were all my first photo walk, Van Cortlandt Park, 31 degrees. And I had a photographer from every borough that moment. That's Little Italy area. He's from Brooklyn, Ellison, one of my true
Oh, these are awesome.
peoples.
Beautiful black and white.
Yeah, a little of everything.
Yes. So how long ago was this done?
That was done, I believe, in June.
June
June of
last.
2023.
Okay. Any plans for a new edition?
Oh yes, this.
Okay.
So this issue are of just the Bronx photos.
Okay.
Because I take the first Saturday of every month dedicated to the Bronx. We'll pick a location in the Bronx and we'll capture it. 2 weeks later, we'll pick another location, but not in the Bronx. Could be any other borough, city, state. So maybe the next issue is going to be a little of all the boroughs.
Okay. And the time we have left, let's look at another photo. Oh my God. What we have next? Oh, this is, when I saw this online, it's like, wow. Talk about this.
He gave me the peace sign.
The peace sign, okay.
Yeah, and
Where and when? What's the particulars here?
this was over. So we were walking from St. Mary's Park to Randall's Island. And so it's within the St. Mary's Park area. And we saw him, and one of the photographers asked him, "Can I take your photo?" And he goes, "Sure, you have, of course, we're going to bless him." And so in the process, I took a photo as well, and that's his eyes just...
There's something about the eyes. The eyes, they say the eyes are the window
Yeah.
of the soul.
Yeah, look at them
But
eyes.
there's something also about the whole photo, the black and white.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in love with black and white photography. Color has its place, but
Yes.
something about the black and white image
Yes.
that's so stark. And you can't
Yeah.
lie in a black and white image.
This photo actually
Yes.
inspires me to do more portraits
Mm,
because of how I caught his eyes.
yeah.
And like you said, the black and white. So I think I want to tap into that more.
Okay. We have another picture. What's next? Some more of the photos, some more of your camera people, some more of these photographers. Where's this? This looks familiar.
Yeah, this is Alexander Avenue, 138. So they were doing,
What's that church in the back?
I don't know.
It looks big. I've seen it in passing. Alexander,
Yeah.
138th Street near the 6th train, right?
I believe so. It's
Yes.
across from the precinct.
Right.
This is the first photo walk for 2024.
Oh, wow.
And it's the Mott Haven area. So the gentleman who's bending down with the peace sign, that's Jeremy. He is the host of that walk. I just went to greet them, give them buttons and stickers, and took a group photo and walked away. Yeah.
That's so awesome. What's next? What else is good?
That was also, that was the Fordham to Little Italy walk. That's part of the crew.
Okay.
The gentleman with the cap is from Brooklyn.
Is there, Carmen, is there an age range? Is there a particular age range?
No, we don't discriminate.
Mm-hmm.
We want everyone.
So there's amateurs, there's photographers, there's those in between, there's those with camera phones, there's
Yeah.
those with actual cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any, what has been the reaction? Has there been any, exhibits?
No, I actually want an exhibit. I want to do an exhibit before the end of the year. Hopefully,
Okay.
I get a space where I can bless these photographers showing their work.
We got one more that we want to share. We can't leave here. What is this beautiful
Ooh.
image?
That is the Bronx River over by Starlight Park.
Starlight Park, located where?
Starlight Park.
In the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
It's like, it's off of Westchester Avenue.
Yeah, by the 6th train.
By the 6th train on the Whitlock Avenue.
That is
station.
exactly. See,
Yes.
you're better.
I see it in passing. I've never actually
Really?
been there.
The park
but I've
is
seen it in
beautiful.
passing. Yes.
The park is a must-go park.
And on this day, you said the water was green?
Green.
Or maybe that's just from the trees?
Green. I was blown how clean. They've been working hard on keeping the Bronx River clean.
Yes.
The Bronx River Alliance, hats
Yes.
off to them.
Yes, hats
They
off.
do
I
their
gotta get 'em
work
in
with
here.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
they do their work in there.
I
Look
envision
at that picture.
every time I pass by that, I envision a day when they have like a flotilla of boats.
Oh yeah, they just had one.
Really?
Yeah, May 4th, I believe they just had one.
Like a Bronx race of like small boats and everything.
Yeah.
One more picture before we begin to wrap up. This is the gang. Who's all these happy people?
Ah, my beautiful peoples.
And
This was over by Hunts Point area. The name of the park is the Hunts Point Riverfront, I believe.
Okay.
And they have, I forgot the name of the boats that it's a company there
Okay.
that have boats sort of like the flotilla that they give. You can ride the boats for free.
Okay.
You could paddle your way through the river.
As we're looking at and starting to wrap up, I just can't help but talk more about the humanity of these images. That's what photography is.
Yes.
It tells a story, but in this particular, it tells our story in the Bronx and how important that is. You know, just can't stress that enough. It's good for our emotional health. It's good for our physical health. Because I think when you can see yourself represented in images, like whether it is on TV or in a photo, a motion picture, it says, see yourself represented in a positive way. It says something. It says, okay, somebody sees me. I exist. I live. I'm valued. You know,
Yes.
how can people get in touch with you?
Instagram,
Okay.
the Bronx Photo Walk, and email thebronxphotowalk@gmail.com.
Okay. What's some of your future endeavors?
Oh, we
If
have,
you have.
the next Bronx Photo Walk is going to be over at Echo Park,
Okay.
which is June 15, and we're asking the community to partake in that because it's giving back to the community. They're having a cleanup, and we're going to actually be the ones capturing not only the cleanup, but also the members of the community board that are there to greet the community so that the park can get some recognition and help.
Echo Park.
Echo Park.
Okay.
I think it was called Richmond Echo Park back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. You know, you've got your assignments. Get in touch with Miss Carmen and get in touch with the Bronx Photo Walk.
Come on out.
Because all inspiring photographers or artists or people just want to like be a part of this.
Yeah.
You know, discover areas of our beautiful
borough, that's
that
right.
maybe you don't know of.
Right.
Want to learn more about.
And even if you don't have a camera and you want to just walk with us, you can do that as well. Or you're planning to get a camera, just come. Have fun with us.
You know,
Get inspired.
Yes, get inspired. You know, Carmen, this has been wonderful.
Thank
I
you
want
for
to thank
having
you so
me.
much for being part of mental health in you, because we're in the business of uplifting our people.
Yes.
Hopefully, uplifting our community. How do we do that? We do that through photography.
Yes.
We do that just through being out there, saying yes. There's a reason to get up in the morning because I got a photo walk to
That's
get
right.
to. You know, there's a reason to get up in the morning because I got something positive going on. People see me.
And you're not alone.
And you're not alone. So thanks again so much. I want to
Thank you.
thank Bronxnet for giving us this platform. I
Thank
want to
you for
thank
having me.
Miss Carmen for giving of your time. And I want to thank you. So what is your picture? That's what I want to leave you with, y'all. What is your picture? What image in your mind that you see as for yourself? For mental health and you. Good day, beloved. Take care. Take those pictures. Be well.
Bye.